I think that all of you know we're here tonight in part because of one man, a visionary, an innovator, Dr. William J. Gies. And you know that we might have someone with us tonight who saw a different side of Dr. Gies. His grandson, who's also named William Gies. Bill, will you join me on stage for a moment? It would be great to see you. So thanks, Bill, for being with us again this year. As has become our custom, it really wouldn't be the Gies Awards without you. Well, Bill, would you take a moment to share your memories with us about this evening and your grandfather? By the way, I love the stories that you shared about your grandfather that are featured in the program book that each of you have as your seats. Bill.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Well, good evening. It's interesting to see the film, which really says a lot about my grandfather. You're going to hear a little repetition in what I'm saying. He just had such an interesting life. But this evening, when I was approached to write about my grandfather for this evening's handout, I was asked to describe grandfather in 3 words. Well, now, I can't do anything in 100 words, nevertheless 3. So I said, well, 30, and then I got it down to 3. So I gave it a stab, and here's what I came up with: visionary, communicator, and workaholic. And he was. Now, I wasn't happy with that, so I made my own little list as we're going to go. I'm more comfortable now when I've added the following words: scientist. He was devoted, and that was to dentistry, to his family, but also to dentistry. He was driven. He was principled, being a good German. He was really very stubborn. He was a fighter, and he was one heck of a dynamo. So that's my grandfather in 10 words or less, and that's only 1/3 of, or 33% of 30 words, so I guess that's pretty good to describe him that way. Now, the pamphlet you've received this evening features some of my thoughts into my grandfather, his dental obsession, what I call it, because he really did become obsessed and just really loved it, and his contributions. Certainly his professional life and direction changed once he saw dentistry, and it became a lifelong opportunity for him not to make money, but to contribute to the betterment of mankind. So you know the rest of the story. He took the bait and ran, and with it, his conclusions, actions, and organizational insights are as alive and virulent today as they were when they were spelled out in 1925 in the Carnegie Foundation report, which was mentioned in the film, which was 4 to 5 years in the making. And think of the impact on the family. 1921 to 25, my father was 16, and then up to beyond that. He traveled to every dental school in the United States and Canada, not once, but twice over that period of time. First time he went, he spent days with each one, profiling them and going through their books and doing all kinds of stuff. But that time away was very difficult for the family. But my grandmother was a great one to pick up she was the one that said, I'll take care of the family, you take care of the dentistry. So that's what he did. So away from home, there were other professional pressures on him, of course. His duties at Columbia and the JDR, which was his initial publishing love, which he not only founded, but he funded and he edited for years, and very vehement about believing in research. The idea guys in my awards and my grandfather would be very interested and impressed with these awards. He'd be sorely tempted to become involved in a selection process. And as they, of course, speak to his clarion calls for dental education, research, and improved dental treatments, techniques, and hardware, and of course, enabling all to receive proper dental care. As to ADEA per se, grandfather would be hard-pressed not to want to arm wrestle Rick for his job. After all, Adia says it all, as far as he's concerned. It's what he believed in and preached for so many years, and how could he not but be impressed with Adia's mission, its dedicated and highly skilled and motivated staff? Very impressive. As to his legacy, how would he feel about his legacy? I believe that he would be deeply moved by being remembered and recognized. I mean, after all, it's been 50 years almost. However, he would be perplexed, as a lot of people are, and would struggle with the concept that no other visionary has stepped up to the bat during the half-century, approximately, since his passing. However, personally, I'm convinced that grandfather virtually reclassified dentistry as a true medical profession with its own schools, curriculum, and research, focus, missions, and challenges. So what is needed today are basically strong, dedicated implementers to flesh out his precepts and to implement them in worldwide in today's and tomorrow's terms, needs, and conditions. Or as it is so well expressed by one of my grandchildren in today's vernacular, let's get her done. Grandfather, I love you, and I only wish you were here to experience firsthand what Adia and the dental community have accomplished over the past 50 years. Rest in peace with the knowledge that the dental world is indeed in capable hands. God bless.